What it is, what it is. Welcome to another episode of Enter the Farplane. We are now on episode number 4, and go ahead and welcome the host, Clay Uzolt, on the left side of the screen, or that way actually, and myself, Tech Maki. So yeah, tonight we're going to be talking about all types of good stuff. It was an interesting week. We got the pro version of the freaking Pumpkin Rider guy. We got his new story. We're still going on the Halloween event. So I'm gonna let Clay take it off on the Halloween event, even though I just realized I forgot to put something in there, but we're good. Go ahead.
So the Halloween events, it's pretty much over for a lot of people, I'd assume. I'm not sure on the most free-to-play players if they finished the Halloween event or gotten everything they wanted, but for the most part, the candy corn has been farmed. People are, they're good to go. They bought the items they want. However, we do have a whole another week to farm the candy corn if you guys need to. One thing I do want to say on the candy corn is it does sell for some massive gil. So maybe you guys have already got a bunch of 6-star mats saved up for people out there who've already finished the event, and you're looking for, like, what do I do with this candy corn? You could get more 6-star materials for the future, or you could sell that candy corn for some gil, which could be useful in enhancing units, buying items in the shop, or down the road, actually, putting the enhancements on skills, things like that. So, that's something you guys can be doing. Other than that, the event was pretty easy, Tech. I was done with it in like 6 days, pretty quickly. How about yourself?
I think I was technically done with it in 3 or 4 days.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm still currently farming up as many 6-star mats as I can, because I don't think I want to go crazy on farming again the next time they have a 6-star unit available or 6-star mats available. But I am going to be farming up some candy corn probably to sell, because gil is going to be very useful in the future.
For sure.
So it's definitely good to stock that stuff up. I mean, who doesn't mind being a gajillionaire, right?
Right. I mean, it's just another option. Maybe for the people out there who would just keep grinding the event nonstop, didn't go back to maybe farming hero rings, didn't go back to completing some story that maybe they didn't do. They just been farming the corn, thinking perhaps. I know a lot of people actually thought maybe they would give us more stuff to get from King Mog. They were hoping that when they dropped the pro version of the Pumpkin Rider, we would get more stuff. Now, I wasn't sure. I didn't think that would happen, but there was still a hope. There was still a speculation, and with that not happening, maybe they just have a bunch saved up. So that's all I was saying. Like you say, who doesn't want to be a, what'd you call it, a gazillionaire?
Gajillionaire.
Gajillionaire. All right, yeah.
Yes,
who doesn't want to be a
yes.
gajillionaire? Yeah, for sure.
Yes. That's a small reference to Final Fantasy 14 for all those 14 players out there. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, but yeah, I don't know. I haven't done the pro version yet of the pumpkin guy, but I do know he drops a pretty good chunk of candy corn too. So, I mean, if you can farm it, you can farm that up for a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's actually better than advanced per energy spent. You also get 630 rank experience, which is pretty nice. The problem people are going to have is that it's harder to farm, essentially, because it's a harder boss for some people. Referring to maybe a team that doesn't have OP group, they have to take an OP frame with them maybe to finish it. So you might still want to stick on advance if you can't clear it easily. You might need to use Survivor Flask, which will it's not that expensive to buy more Survivor Flask, but that does cut into your candy corn production, if you want to think it like that. So that'll have to be your own math, how many Survivor Flasks you use to kill him, how, just overall you have to see, like, if you have to use items, things like that. You have to see what's worth it to you. But in the end, yeah, it does give you, I think it's 630 rank experience and more candy corn per energy spent, so that was cool. That was good.
Yep. It's 10 o'clock. How about that shit? Anyway, but yeah, I plan on, I saw the 650 or 630 or whatever the hell the rank experience is, and I was like, yeah, that's, that can be definitely farmed up pretty well. I'm so close to rank 100, even though I don't know if I would get there yet. 91 or 92.
91. I think I'm 88 or 89. Something like that. So I'm close behind you.
There.
Yeah, that was the thing we also talked about, was like, for somebody who, has been playing a lot, ranking up a lot, do you want to have rank 100 already? Because then you're just wasting that rank experience. So, like, you and I both agree that we didn't want to rank up. We didn't want to just farm rank experience if we're that high, because we don't want to get max and then just, like, have that rank experience go to waste. But then I kind of got to thinking, Tech, I'm scared they're just gonna drop the 150 rank bomb on us, and then it's like, shit, now we're behind. I don't know. It's like a weird dynamic. So
I hear you on that. I was considering that as well, but I mean, when do you think they'd really be dropping the 150 rank? The question.
I actually have no idea. Yeah, I have no idea.
So, I mean, the game's been out for what, 4 months now?
Yeah.
3 or 4 months. So I mean, I'm assuming that if they're going to drop the rank EXP thing, it'll probably be at the 6-month mark. So we probably got about 2 months of just, you know, if it's by my calculations, that before we really have to worry about hitting 100. Granted, yes, you are getting that extra, you know, I guess 10 from where we are pretty much at 100, but I just don't know, man. I just don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I agree. I think I'm just gonna let it roll and go with the punches, and however it goes, it's how it goes.
True that. True that.
I do want to bring up something with this patch. So this patch hit us, Tech, and this is going a little bit off the what we're going to talk about here. But I think his name is Nazte. He's the overheading mod of the Reddit community on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. He does a lot of what's it called again? Where you look at the files, data mining. He data mined, and he found some interesting things. He found something for PvP in there, for the PvP arena, and he found something for quest lapis rewards. I think is pretty much what it was. So maybe they've already started implementing that into the game through the patch. That's just something I wanted to bring up to make everybody aware that possibly PvP and then the whole quest rewards will come. And if you guys don't know what the quest rewards are, at least the way I took it, maybe I read it wrong, but this is the way I took it, is that that's what's coming in there. And what that is that from now on, every time you complete a story mission, which you guys have already completed, most of them, right? But you have like 4 little quests you could do that gain you lapis, I think. So you have to do certain things like use a limit break or beat it with a certain hero, I guess, or unit. I'm not sure because I've never actually seen the Japanese translations. But each story mission will have that added on. So you may want to, most people will go back and beat those story missions again to unlock that lapis. So that's possibly coming soon in PvP too, because it was data mined. At least some information was data mined off of this most recent patch they just put in.
Well, that sounds very good, man. That means we're catching up to the JP side pretty damn quick.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't really think that was going to happen as soon as, or at least I didn't think they'd be implementing it into the code already. You know, but that's awesome. That is pretty awesome. Because this will help out a lot of free-to-play players and even the pay-to-play players, because who doesn't like getting lapis, right?
Exactly. And it gives you just something else to do. You know, it gives you, when you're downtime, maybe you're done with the event, you just go back and get free lapis, or for the banners coming up, you get some free lapis.
Yeah.
But yeah. So how do you say this new story continent, this new island?
Aldarion.
Aldarion. I keep wanting to say Alderaan. Why do I want to say Alderaan?
I believe that's
Star Wars?
I want to say it's Lord of the Rings.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I couldn't.
I could be wrong.
Say it. Like,
could be wrong.
I kept seeing that, and it's all my mind wanted to go to. But Tech, I haven't done the story. You have, right? Have you finished it?
I haven't finished it. I was going to finish it tonight. I think I'm at the last boss where you fight the... do you want spoilers there, Clay?
I think we should keep it spoiler-free for the viewers. I don't mind spoilers, but maybe for the viewers, maybe we want to.
Sure.
All right.
He says... all right, so either way, the new Veritas, that's all I'm going to say. There's of course we're going to probably meet more Veritas as the story goes on. I'm assuming, since we have Sky already and Dark, so there's got to be Light, and probably so I'm assuming Sky probably translates to wind somehow. So either way, yeah, we're probably going to see Veritas of fire, water. I don't know if Dark is considered Earth, but I'm assuming that would be. There might be an Earth one. Who knows how many Veritas there actually are, unless there's 5. And then, so either way, we're meeting the new baddie. We are exploring the new area, which is entirely different. Their whole structure is different than where we've been before, Grand Shelt and what's the damn other place, Donato. or Tornado, however we're calling this thing. So it's an entirely new thing. It's pretty cool. Sadly, with the new patch, we did not get our attack plus 10 recipe like we were all hoping.
We didn't get our attack plus 10% recipe or the next Esper, right?
No Esper, and actually, according to the notes on Wiki, there is a really cool item that was supposed to come out of there too, called Patriot.
Okay.
It's a heavy shield that I think it was 47 defense. I could be wrong on that one. I'm pulling this from memory, and I think it had like 10 spirit, so it was actually pretty decent for a tank. Up their resistance, up their defense, and it also gave access to the ability Cleansing Light.
What's that?
Yeah,
it's 37 defense, 10 spirit.
37. There we go. All right.
And
yeah.
I see something attached to this that makes me kind of sad. Can only be equipped by Charlotte.
Can only be equipped by Charlotte.
Charlotte, yes. I think it's a specific character shield for Charlotte is what I'm seeing right here. So, yeah. I love Charlotte. Well, you know I do, because she reminds me of my baby boy Saber. Or baby girl, baby girl Saber. Yeah. I always want to say baby boy about anything, but my baby girl Saber. But I don't know if I'd be running Charlotte for the shield. But that is pretty sick. I didn't know they had it, like, specific items for specific characters. That's cool to think about.
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if the reason that they have that specific shield is Charlotte is a BE character, and this is probably going to go into a segment that I'll do some other time down the road. Whenever we get around to lore, because I plan on building up like my own knowledge base of lore, so we can talk about the specific characters. But I'm wondering if maybe Old Arion is Charlotte's hometown or something. Like it's her home continent, and so that's why we're going to be finding her shield there. But yeah, it should be. I mean, that shield looks pretty damn badass. It's like a mass Asuna. So
yeah, that's what I'm reading, man. Cure poison, blind, sleep, silence, paralyze, and confuse to all allies for 20 MP. Sign me the fuck up. I love it.
What I'm saying? But then again, are we going to use Charlotte though? Because we have 6-star Cecil. By the time we have this shield, if it's available in the next patch, or somebody figures out how to unlock that 6th quest there, do we really? We might have freaking a 6-star Warrior Light by that point.
We could be, yeah. So. That's the only bad. I mean, that's a downside to it. And I don't know. Not sure. But yeah, how long was the story this time, Tech? Like you said, you're almost at the end. How long was it?
Yeah, let me see. I think it took me about. Well, granted, I was talking to everybody during gameplay, so I assume the story could probably take you about an hour and a half to 2 hours to go through.
Are you lapis
if you were reading? Lapis refills, I think I did 2 on the way there.
Okay, so not too bad.
But I think I also ranked up during it. I don't remember. But yeah, it's not that bad. Like I said, I'm not completely done with the story yet. But that I think those hour and a half, and 2 hours it would take to do the entire content content would that would include if you were reading the story. And for those that abhor reading story. I assume it would only take you about 45 minutes. So, yeah, but I mean, it's pretty cool. You get, like I said, you get new story. And it actually added, I think it added some pretty decent stuff. The exchanges between the characters were pretty cool for those who actually care about the story. Like I said, I always love how Square Enix writes their stories, no matter what game they're doing. It also added 3 new explorations. Well. Let's not talk about that. The story might be good, but the game itself, yeah. We'll save that for later. I have bones to pick about World of Final Fantasy, but that's neither here nor there. But either way, so yeah, it added 3 new explorations. We get the Mystic Woods. What is it? The Aquatic Cover, and I'm trying to remember. Let me see where. I think I have it over here. It is Lake Door, and I think that's where I'm at right now in the story. But it's kind of cool. It introduces us also to a new character as well, which I believe is going to be a playable NPC probably next patch. If not, I don't know if he's available this time.
It was surprising. You told me that off stream, and I was like, really? I've never even heard of this person. Do you know what their name is?
It was like Nicole, not Nicole, Nihol, no, something. It started with an N, I think, right? Somebody could probably help us out.
I haven't seen him, but that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's I mean, I'm gonna look. He just looks like he would be playable. I could be completely
Okay.
fucking wrong though.
He just looks like a badass, right? Like they
Yeah, I
put a
mean,
little bit of work
he
into
seems
him.
like it. Yeah, he seems like he could
Okay.
be a badass. But yeah, we're getting introduced to this whole like different section of the world. They seem very reclusive over there. So. But yeah, there's that, and then it also gives us access to new recipes. We have a bunch of consumable item recipes that we get. I'm trying to remember a specific recipe. I don't know why it's failing. Oh, the sword. We get ice sword, I think, or yeah, I think it's an ice saber. I forget what it's called right now, but there's an ice sword recipe.
Ice
It's an
brand.
element ice brand. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's it's an elemental sword, which I
Is,
don't
is this
think
the
we.
thing they slap on? They slap on your Edgars and go to town with his chainsaw. Is this what this is?
I mean, it could be. It definitely
I
could
think
be.
it is. I think it is because I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, that might be the sword you slap on them Edgars and go to town with the chaining. So maybe that's why. Maybe it turns out to be okay. You can get double of them or triple and throw them on a bunch of Edgars, but 33 attack with element ice, yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, and so yeah, we get that, and that's not bad. I mean, like I said, we have very limited elemental weapons in this game right now, minus the spears and the coral swords. But this is going to be a specific sword that we can now craft. So this actually becomes, I think, even though it's a weaker weapon, it can be very useful. Situational, of course, but down the road it can be pretty useful if we run into. Eventually, we have Darky Frit, or a Frit fight of some sort. Again, whatever. Somebody that's weak to ice. It'll be nice. And then we also get a whole bunch of star quartz and all that other stuff. Plus, we're getting plant killer out of one of the explorations. Another mystery veil, of which, if I remember correctly, that was a Coliseum rewards
Yep.
way back in the day. And then we also get Sonic Knuckles, which is another elemental. Yes, Sonic Knuckles. Now that I think about that, Sonic and Knuckles.
Do you think they did that on purpose or no? I mean, I guess not. It has wind elements, so I guess not. I don't know. When I see Sonic
don't
Knuckles,
know.
I immediately think Sonic, Sonic 3 from the
Yeah,
Sega. Just
Sonic Knuckles,
Sonic,
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Didn't
51
even think
attack.
about that until I said it.
Fist weapon.
Yep. It's also
not too
tamed
bad.
through the Gale Key. You have to have a Gale Key, so you have to finish your
okay.
Earth quest or your Earth Shrine. Well, not Earth Shrine. Your Earth Keys, the Earth Vault. You have to finish that first in order to get to this. But
Okay.
people should be knocking those out. They're reasonably easy to do. But yeah, we get the Sonic Knuckles. Yes, and you said it was what? What were the stats on it again?
It's a fist weapon. Attack 51. It has the element of wind with it. So attack 51, element of wind.
Okay. So I mean, it's not a bad piece right there. And then we also get the Thunder Spear, another elemental weapon. They seem to like kicking these elemental weapons out to us right now. And then we get the Ice Shield, which is a little weird compared to the other shield that we have, because according to Wiki, it has no spirit on it, which the other elemental shields do.
Okay.
But whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can get in this, and it also looks like the explorations they seem very particular to specific magicite, or not magicite. I'm sorry, megasite again.
Okay.
There's not a lot of overlapping as far as I can tell.
So what
So
what do you think they are? Do you know? Did you actually get to do the explorations yet?
no, I'm just looking at collection points on the wiki again.
Okay.
You have
cool.
dark and earth and wind all up in one spot, and then let me see here. The other ones, I think. I'm assuming. Nope, these don't even have them. But either way, never mind. I strike that from the record. There might be some overlapping actually.
Okay.
There might be some overlapping.
Yeah.
But
I'm just
even
looking
if
for a
there
place
isn't,
to farm some of these other mega crisps because we're gonna need them for the Exceed Ring. And I know Exceed Ring is like a dream for some people, but I mean it's always something on the back of your mind. Obviously, you want to be farming hero rings. And another thing is, like, are these places better to farm Ice Mega Crest or Fire Mega Crest? We'll just have to wait and see. Wait for some numbers. Wait for Reddit to help us out with that. Maybe do a little bit of experimenting ourselves. But that's all. I know that's always something on somebody's people's mind is, is this a better place to farm the mega sites and the mega crest, things like that. So that's something we can have ready for next time once we figure it out.
Yeah, no, definitely. After I get in there tonight, I plan on figuring out what's going on. Seeing how these. Maybe I'll update the wiki my damn self.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
Working.
But I definitely want to see where we can get all these things from, because as you stated, the Exceed Ring is going to be the dream for a lot of people. And maybe not an attainable dream, because just some people just don't like farming.
Right.
But
And it's an endless grind. It's endless. It's
endless
I
grind
don't
and a
know.
lot of luck. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, but I mean, it is one ring that exceeds all, right? So it's pretty badass. It's pretty badass. But either way, that's pretty much all we got with Olderion. You got me saying want to say Olderon now. Um, it's not a it's not a bad content patch for that. And then what else did we get? We got the Surging Menace, right?
Yes, yes. The great demon, the greater demon.
Yes, the Greater Demon. I'll let you talk about that, man.
Okay, so the Greater Demon is, I think, the first big trial that's actually going to be hard for people. This trial is actually a lot of strategy involved, even if you can roll it over with 5-star base units, great TMs. You still have to play the game a little bit, using the strategies, knowing when certain bosses are going to do certain things. And I think this is going to be tough for people to they're used to just, as somebody, one of our buddies, Godzilla, told us, they're used to just, all of us are used to just barraging down the opponents, full breaking, kill it, full break, kill it. But this trial hits you, and it has 5 stages, so that's the first thing that's going to take you by surprise. This trial is going to have 5 stages looking at you. You're going to have to fight a Metal Gigantoir first. You're going to have to fight 6 bombs second. You're going to have to fight 2 machines third, Io and the Searcher. Io being like a huge robot, the Searcher being a little tiny like thing that buzzes around him. The 4th boss is an octopus type boss, has a head, has a bunch of little tentacles or whatever flying around, and the last boss is the Greater Demon. So you have to make it through all of that. So MP management is huge, HP management is huge, item usage is going to be big here, and just knowing the general strategy is going to be great for people to do this. And I actually, it's enjoyable. It's for me, it was enjoyable. It was great to finally hit something that took a little bit more brain power to work through. You beat it last night, correct?
I did beat it last night. I thought it
How'd you
was
feel about it?
I thought it was a decent challenge.
Okay.
I don't think I was ever in fear of getting the game over screen.
Okay.
But it definitely took a little bit of resource management, indeed. By the time you get to the last boss, the Greater Demon, you can be pretty tapped out of MP, and that can
For
really
sure.
screw you over if you don't have people that have like auto refresh, or you already use your
Or
turbo
Osmos.
ethers.
See, that's
Or
something
Osmos,
else
yeah.
that's something else that I think a lot of people forgot, was that Osmos was an ability. Because I think before we weren't really running out of MP unless a boss hit us with their version of Osmos, sucked our MP out, then we needed to do something about it.
True.
So now people are having to use their elixirs, turbo ethers, things like that. But Osmos can be a great tool, and the way, if your unit doesn't have this, a way you can do that is put it on with a, if you're using a mage, put it on with a, an Esper. Make sure that your Espers learn Osmos. That was one of the, an important key thing there, is that having your Espers learn abilities, they come in handy now. They're coming in handy now. It's backing you up for having actually put some time into your Espers. Obviously,
Right.
people want the stats from it, but now the abilities, they want the stats, they want the killer abilities, and now with Osmos, it helps you out even more. One thing I will say about the first boss, the Metal Gigantoir, he's pretty tough and pretty easy at the same time. If you guys are out there struggling with him, you guys can use items on him. Essentially, what was the one item you could throw on him and do 2,000 damage? I forgot what it was called, Dark something.
Void Vessel, right?
Void Vessel, that's it, Void Vessel. So if you were here for the Gravity Rod event, if you guys remember, to make a Gravity Rod, you had to make a bunch of these items called Void Vessels. Well, now you can actually make these Void Vessels and just throw it at the boss. He has 2,100 health. You throw it at him, and it's going to do 2,000 damage to him. You only have to do 100 more damage. You can even throw 2 at him. Now, if you didn't have the Void Vessel, what you guys can do is go buy bomb fragments, and they're sold at shops, and they do 200 damage. So you just take a bunch of stacks of bomb fragments, throw a bunch of them at him, and then you just kill him. You just kill him that way. So there's 2 different ways you just cheese the first part of the boss, so I thought that was okay. That was pretty
There's
decent.
also
That's
another
defensive.
way you could have done it too.
Let me hear it.
A whole team of Almas with Rock Throw. I'm sorry, Throw Stone.
Oh, yeah. Just...
Yeah. Yeah, everyone forgets about Throw Stone. I don't know why. We could just... Or I guess you don't have to have a whole team of Almas, technically.
Yeah.
But you could have put on Throw Stone, and you could just lob some rocks and then call it good. Granted, I wouldn't suggest that method because I think that's an ability slot that you shouldn't take up.
Sure.
But it's nice to have.
I feel you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Another thing that people may think about doing, which I was actually just thought about, was that Edge could do something here, maybe? I mean, he can chain, right? So he can chain. He's got all the elements he needs to chain. Also, he has that special shuriken move that does unmitigated damage, like 1,000 or 2,000 damage. So maybe he could do something there. I don't know. That's kind of cheesy, but it's just thinking, like what could Edge serve a purpose? And could this be his time to shine? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I
know,
don't think Edge. Yeah, I don't think Edge is ever gonna have a time to shine, man. Like I don't think Gummy likes ninjas, man. They watched an episode of Naruto and they were like, "Fuck this show," and we're gonna make all ninjas bad now. I don't understand what happened there, man. They probably sat through all 200 episodes of fillers. That's what they did. And
that's what they did. They were like, "Fuck, I'm done with this."
Yep.
Oh, you're a ninja, cool. Cool. Go to the interns. Go to the interns. That's it.
Go to the interns.
Every ninja
Exactly.
go to the interns, and we'll throw some good TMs on them so they're not completely useless.
Yeah. Now, I was going to say though, for my method on beating the Cactuar, there is another way you can do this.
Okay.
And it's the same method that you used for you can use for integer, right? No, is it integer? Is that the behemoth? Is it no? Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Behemoth is integer. Yeah. Okay. So. Integer, like the method or the reason why these things happen may be slightly different, but it's around the same ballpark. If you use an ability or magic on the Cactuar, he gets ready for his next turn to straight go ham on you. Like, no joke. I'm about to put this fist somewhere you don't want.
Exactly.
And so he's ready for that. But if you have enough power to straight get him below half health in the first turn, you can just do that again for the second turn. It should take you 2 turns if you're strong enough to straight wreck him. Now, granted, you're going to have some reasonably decked out characters or people that are just chaining like crazy. But that is one way to do it. It took me 2 turns to put him down, and I did not use a second lightning. I was very proud of myself. So you can straight put him down in 2 turns if you have the units for it. But I would definitely recommend the other way if you don't. The other methods. Next.
Another thing I see talked about this event a lot, moving from boss strategy, is that the Japanese version had this boss and it was a lot easier. There are videos circulating of like Russell, Vivi, Krill, all these super low units for us beating these bosses. And the things you guys got to remember is this boss was released in the Japanese version. This trial was released way early, and way earlier than it was for us. So they didn't have Chizuru, they didn't have Warrior of Light, they didn't have Lina. I don't think they didn't have any of these units. And now this boss is coming to us when we've already had like all of those units plus a bunch of 5-star base 6-star units hit us. We even have Cecil 6-star now. So what they did was they buffed it. I think they buffed the HP of a lot of units. I'm not sure exactly what all they buffed, but they definitely made it harder. They gave the I know for a fact the Greater Demon has lightning resist up, and he didn't have that before. So, and people want to say, I think people have the wrong conclusion on this. They think, okay, Gumi is just making it stronger and harder so that you guys spend money to beat it. But the thing is, guys, you guys don't have to fight this guy right now. He's here forever. So you don't worry about fighting him right now. If you can't beat him right now, go farm the Halloween event. Go get some Metal Gigantor in your pocket. Come back when maybe that COD you have, that Barch you have, that XF you have, get their 6-star, beat its ass, and get the rod. Like it's not a race on this one, which is good. It's not like an event that goes away. That trial will always be there. So
I actually, not that I want to bring anything that I usually do on stream over to this, but I have tech story time for a second here.
Okay.
So back when I first started the game, I think I made my way to this place called the Farplane, and there was just Moogles, and they were all like, "Hey, what's up? You can't go over here, but what's up? How you doing, man?" And I walked around, I wandered over to this little place, and there was this tower room, and I went inside, and there was this glowing light coming from this pillar. I was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna get in this. What's this?" And so I clicked it, and I think it was level 3 or 4 tech, with Rain. He clicked it, and then this big dragon popped out, and I was like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be good." And I hit fucking auto like I did on everything else, and I did 1 damage, and I was like, "Okay, I need to get the hell out of here," And I don't think, I kept it in the back of my head. All right, when I'm strong enough, I'm going to come back and mess this dude up. And I think that's something that people need to remember. Just as Clay said, these trial bosses will always be here, unless the game glitches and they have to give us a apologetic 50 lapis.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. So I mean, these guys will be here. You'll get your wizard rod eventually. You'll get your enhancer eventually. Just take the time, level up your dudes, and then go crush that shit. You know, or take Kamashi.
Hey, you can just take Kamashi. You know, you can take a really strong friend in there, bust it out. I definitely understand the hurt from some of these free-to-play players. Some of them, you know, they're upset they can't beat it right now. They're upset it's a little bit harder than they're used to. They're upset because they need a lightning or they need a lightning friend. But in the end, it's like you won't need that for long as long as you have some of these. You know, as long as you, I mean, I don't even want to know if I want to call it like average pools. I mean, you could have below average pools as long as you have a unit that could possibly go to 6-star soon. Like COD is going to 6-star soon. That's what we all think, and Bart's is too. And COD has been on a banner already, the Facebook, you know, vote banner. So that person could easily carry you through with a friend who's pretty decent. It doesn't have to be a lightning friend. It could be whatever. It could be another COD friend if you guys don't want to miscount lightning, and that could carry you through it, and that could be within the next couple weeks. So you don't need the rod right now. Obviously, if the only thing you can't beat is this trial, then you don't need the rod, because if you beat the trial, you don't need the rod. You know what I mean? Because you need the rod to beat the trial, so it's like kind of ass backwards here. But yeah, just take your time, put a level head thinking on. You don't go into, in my opinion, this is what I always put it back to, but obviously they're two different games. But you don't go into an MMO at level, you just hit max level and go try to beat the hardest dungeon they have, and then complain that you can't do it. You obviously have to put the time in. Maybe get some gear from the Coliseum for people who, you know, obviously not TM farming, but you can get Coliseum gear from the Coliseum. You can go like make some with recipes. You can think of strategies, read strategies, try again. It is 25 energy, so that's kind of hard to do that. But you can maybe read through Reddit, talk with some buddies. There are other ways to go about it than just being upset because you don't have some 5-star units. But you know, I don't know, man. That's my point on it. It's just take your time.
I agree. And, you know, I mean, I know that the 25 energy thing does kind of suck. If you go in there, you lose. If you're low ranking, like level 15, level 30, somewhere around there, you just wasted pretty much all to most of your energy trying to get this done. But you should also think back to the days when Final Fantasy wasn't on a phone, and they used to shove a random badass dude somewhere in the mix, and you'd random battle your way into him. And then you were just sad for a second as the game over popped up on your screen. Or you tried frantically to press L1 and R1 to escape.
Yeah, true.
Just, you know,
And the trials are there to be harder, right? They're there to be the harder content.
I mean,
whereas if you can't beat the story, if the story comes out, his name's Veritas, right? The big baddie, and he fucking one-shots you with your little team, you know, your team. He one-shots us with our 5-star base units. Maybe some of us have lightning. He still one-shots us. Then we can complain, because that's the story content, man. We should be able to take that down. And the event content is almost exactly the same. I would say, besides elite mode, I think everyone who's free to play should be able to beat everything up to pro, and then with elite have a little bit of struggles, and the trials should actually be hard. Like Gilgamesh is gonna smack people in the mouth, dude. If they think this trial is hard, which it is difficult, Gilgamesh is like, I think. Easy. From what I've heard, it's much harder than this one. And there's no telling what changes they'll make on the global side of things, right?
Yeah,
there's no
plus,
telling. So,
didn't Gilgamesh also have like conditions you had to meet during the fight in order to unlock like a certain reward or something?
Like, yeah, eventually trials will have like objectives. So just like the story missions we were talking about earlier, that you can get lapis for doing different objectives. Gilgamesh, I think, is one of them also that have the objectives. It's like nobody dies. You get a certain reward. Not using a friend unit, maybe. I don't know. They're all different ones. I don't know because I don't play the game in the Japanese version, but there are different ones, and you get different tier rewards. And the better you do, the better rewards you get. So possibly, you know, I don't know how hard it's going to get for us, man. I mean, to be honest. But yeah, I think you guys should. To it. I'm looking forward to it too. But it's definitely going to be a challenge. I think you guys should just don't beat yourself up too. That's what I hate to hear, is that when people want to give up on the game, you know, they pulled a bit, they're free to play, they didn't get lightning, they didn't get DKC, and they're thinking like, I can't do this, because there is a possibility. And if you don't have a lightning friend, you don't have a strong lightning friend, there are revenues of getting a strong lightning friend, right? I understand you don't want to say, hey, this game, is moving in a direction where you have to have a strong friend, or you have to have a 6-star base unit. But all of your a bunch of 3-star base units are getting 6-star. And I know we're kind of ranting on this, but it's a very key point that like these other units, for example, Cecil. The Cecil raid ups were very, very good, and he's a 6-star. So there you go. COD, same way. So when COD drops, we're going to have 2 banners with her on it already, the Facebook one and hers. XDev will have its own one. Bart's will have one. Every time a unit that we already have in the pool gets a 6-star, they'll be back on the banner. So there are ways to make your team strong besides Lightning. I think we just have Lightning on the brain right now. And I think when Orlando or Gilgamesh, the actual unit drops, Lightning might take a backseat and people will be, more on that train. But for now, it's like, if you don't have a Lightning, you might feel like inadequate, I guess, is what I'm, and I don't think you should. Your
EPNS is still the same size as it always was. Don't worry, guys. Getting Lightning does not change its size. You should definitely, just keep going through the story. Like the trials and all that other stuff, that's extra stuff to do. But if you're playing a Final Fantasy and this isn't your first Final Fantasy, usually people are playing it for the story or a challenge. And so you should I'm not trying to like preach as to how you should really, but you ought to know that there's going to be grinding in a Final Fantasy. That's how they love doing things. And most people grind to a level in most Final Fantasies, besides the mobile games, to where they run through content. They just like, if anybody remembers FF7, by the time you got to the canyon to fight Sephiroth, most of the time Sephiroth was much weaker than any of the weapons you fought. That's kind of how I think most people need to remember. Like Final Fantasy, you gotta do that grind. You gotta put the leveling in. You gotta do as much as you can to make yourself as good as you can, even if you're doing the free to play way. I have nothing against that. Just get in there and do your thing. I don't even really know what more to say about that, man.
Yeah. There's just not much to say. It's just, please don't get discouraged. A lot of us are here to help. I know people may want to say that, we're whales, so maybe we don't, or we're dolphins, whales, whatever tier we want to call us. We don't understand what it's like to be free to play. But man, we think about it. We try to think of how we can help you. That's why our units, we put our friend units to be as strong as can and add as many people as we can, is we're trying to help the community. So, if you need help, come to us. We want to help you. We don't want to alienate you and make us, stronger, make tiers where it's like free to play players, get out of here, we're strong. That's not what we're trying to do. So, and I hope that's not what Gumi does in the future, but I guess maybe we should move on from that. Maybe talk about the Pumpkin Rider Pro, because we were up on a soapbox on that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, sure. We can talk about the Pumpkin Rider Pro. You can hit that one up, because I have no clue about the Pumpkin Rider Pro. I'm doing that after we get done here. No, I haven't done
Okay,
it.
so I walked in there, and obviously I have a super OP team, and didn't take a friend, but I still 2-shot him, so I didn't get to learn much of the mechanics. But then, afterwards, I took in a team that was no TMs, pretty good team. Took a Lightning friend that was like 450, and it was more difficult. I think it took me like 6 times, mostly because I kept messing up. I was goofing around. But the new boss, I think he has resist to all the elements. Besides, he has a weakness to light damage, so he's going to have resist to everything. So mages, I'm not going to say they're not as useful, but obviously the resist is going to hurt you. He can't be full broke, because you can full break on him if you want to. The beginning turn, he puts the death on all of your people, so everybody's getting a 3-turn clock on him. So that's when the survivor flask, for a lot of people who can't kill him in 3 turns, 4 turns, that's going to be useful for you. Apparently there's 2 different versions of him, Tech, and I haven't confirmed this, but my chat was saying, they kept asking me to Libra him, and there apparently is a version that has more HP and is stronger than another version you can get. So maybe you could just get lucky and kill it, but this is nowhere near as hard as the greater demon, this Pumpkin Rider Pro fights. And I think with some time, essentially I had my healer do nothing. Lena was in there and she did nothing when I cleared it, but used cheer on turn 1 and survivor flask everybody I could until it was time, to fight him down. Another thing about that boss is its pixel art looks awful. You'll see it when it comes to there. I don't know what they did, but he literally looks so pixelated, Tech. He doesn't look good. He looks bad. The art looks good, but it looks like they made a tiny version of that art and just went into paint and made it bigger. And was like, here you guys go. Look at him. It was really weird.
I don't understand how they did that, because I
don't either.
It's the same dude from the other version, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the advanced one? The pro dude is just the same.
No. It's a whole different. It's a whole different art.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I think the other one was Pumpkin Rider. This guy's known as Pumpkin Reaper. Spooky.
So,
Yeah.
so he's got a scythe probably. All right,
Yeah.
I see. All
Oh
right.
yeah, and the whole reason you're doing this is to get that Death Scythe or whatever it's called.
Oh yes, the death scythe. Yes,
Yeah,
the
the
spear.
spear or whatever. 72
That-
attack was it?
Sounds about right. It's either 72 or 82. I forget.
Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, 70. Excuse me, 70, and you get
70?
Reblood. So it's that AOE
Okay.
like health regen
AOE
thing.
drain.
Yeah.
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 I'm cool with that. I'm looking forward to doing that fight.
Sure.
I was kind of hoping it would be harder then though. Like it sounds like a Doom fight to me. You know, like something they pulled out of Final Fantasy 13. Slap some Doom on you, kill this dude in a certain amount of time, or the game's over. Kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of disappoints me a little bit, but whatever. I guess
I mean,
you do what you do.
Because it's pro though. It's pro, and that's what I want to know. How they're going to do this in the future? Because obviously, I think Gumi might do it different than they have done in the Japanese version. But like, I think Elite is going to be really really hard because like Golbez was really really hard on Elite, right? But the pro version, see, I think what they'll do in the future is they'll have pro give us a really good equipment. Is what I hope. And most free to play players, dolphins, whales, belugas, whatever, alike can still get that item. But then they have some icing on the cake in Elite, and that'll be the super challenging one where you need maybe some TMs, you need a lot of strategy to beat it. So that's why I think this pro version is going to be a little underwhelming for really strong players because it is just a pro version. It's not an Elite version. So maybe that's how it is. I don't know.
Do we hope that they have better rewards, or are we thinking that they're going to slap another trust Moogle on that bitch again?
I think it's going to be something like a Trust Moogle. I don't think it could be anything too amazing because it would alienate too many of the players, I guess. And they're going to try not to do that because even with the Trust Moogle being the reward for Golbez, there was a backlash from the community that they couldn't get it, in a way. But the Silith Rod was the real goal. It was a real prize. So I don't know. We'll have to see how they are.
I mean, I'm cool. I'm personally cool. I know that. Never mind. Not even gonna say it. I was just thinking, I'm cool with them having extra rewards like that. If they have a trust Moogle at the end for. I mean, granted, yes, somehow you might feel a little cheated because you're doing the hardest thing. You're not getting the best equipment, but maybe that's me from playing too much Final Fantasy 14 and 11. When you do raid stuff, you expect to have top tier stuff. And if the trials, especially or elite parts of events come up, you look at those as the hardest part of the content. And for it to only give a trust Moogle at the end kind of makes me a little sad, but it's also nice for later on down the road. Getting units straight from 0 to 100 in 3 seconds. It's not nice. It's not that bad, It's not that bad.
It's not bad. Like if we have enough for when Tidus drops, and maybe we get lucky to pull him, get that Brotherhood in 2 seconds. Yeah, that'd be sick, man. That'd be sick.
You get lucky enough to pull him.
I hope I get lucky enough to pull him. Jeez, he's like the one character I want. I'll trade everybody else off for him, dude.
Yeah, I'm thinking even if I did want him, I probably wouldn't get him.
Are you going hard for Orlando though? Like you're gonna
Orlando.
This is off topic, but you're going for Orlando. I'm
and
gonna go harder
Prish.
for Orlando. Oh, I had Prish. Yeah, Prish will be your Tidus. Yeah, Prish is gonna be good. But I wanted to talk more about maybe future banners coming out because there was also some speculation that we'll be getting the Final Fantasy 3 banner. I think it is. Is Final Fantasy 3 the one with Luneth, Refia?
I think
and
so.
COD,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. I think so.
So
sounds right.
we might be getting that sooner because, apparently there's some speculation that in the West, Final Fantasy 13 isn't as popular. We have no idea what's going on with the Brave Frontier Tilth banner. We don't know if that's ever coming out, right?
I sure hope so.
Who knows? So there's speculation and also some information from, how they had the Taiwan YouTube channel that just came out, right? Obviously, they're getting a little bit of information. And apparently, obviously, it could be a whole thing. Your sister said that your dad said that your uncle said that his best friend told me thing. But they said that FF3 is kind of close down the pipeline, a lot closer than we thought. It could even be before Final Fantasy 13, which would be crazy. But that's just another speculation thing that people have been talking about that I've seen on the Reddit, things like that.
Okay.
But yeah, I really want Tilith. I mean, but think about it, guys. So I want to bring this up. Obviously, we'll talk about it more when it actually hits. But think about that banner for a minute. COD, Luneth, and Refia. So you have some of the best physical damage DPSers or damage dealers in the game on the banner with one of the best healers in the game. That banner is insane, right? That banner's insane. Like I would say that's almost the best banner. The Facebook banner still seems pretty good to me too, but that banner seems fucking nuts. If that's a real banner, like holy shit.
And
no, I don't even see.
Go ahead. No, you
I was gonna say, like, I can't even see, like, it's like, that's why it's good. That's what's so awesome as a global player, because you have so much force. You see things in the future, right? The Japanese players got. You can see the banners. So I don't even know if, as a player, if you pull in any banner but that one for the future, because like, it's just such good expected value. It's like insane. Go ahead.
Yeah. Now, in case any of y'all didn't know about Lunith, Lunith is a damn good DPS, like very good. He is.
Don't mess that up, you'll die.
Yeah, I know, right? He is comparable to Lightning. I think he's a 5-star base, right? Goes to 6-star.
So yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's even a little cooler for the fact that he gets dual wield. He gets dual wield naturally, at level 100. But his sprite actually holds 2 weapons. It looks so cool.
It does look good.
Yeah. And this is the best part about it all, is I don't know how many times you guys have used a friend Lightning, and then your friend Lightning gets confused, and your friend Lightning then goes on a rampage through your party.
Yeah.
And has wrecked your shit, and you're like, what the hell just happened? You don't have to worry about that with Lunith. Lunith is immune to confusion. I think immune to paralyze, immune to silence, immune to blind. I mean, like, straight up, he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I will not kill you guys. I won't kill anyone in the party. And it's cool. Like, Lunith is pretty good. And I think his TM, I'm sorry, not TM, his limit break does the exact same damage as Lightning's TM. I'm sorry, limit break. I think it's like 2.94 or something like that. Times something or other, plus it reduces reduces defense. Awesome.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I'd say he's the problem though. I think he's still under Lightning. I think it's due to Lightning just having the elements.
That was the only thing that like Lightning. Yes, all the elements. She has Crushing Blow. She has Area Blast.
Yeah.
She
has all the training abilities.
Yeah, she has. Yeah,
she's a training master.
Yeah, she is.
But I mean. But like, as to your point, you were just talking about how good Lunith was. I mean, I knew you weren't saying that Lunith is better than Lightning. You were just referring to rivaling Lightning as far as you may be searching to get. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I mean, the innate dual wield is amazing, and all the other things you told me about, not being able to fucking kill your team if he gets confused. Yeah. Pretty sweet. And then, I know we're kind of going off topic here because, like, the Final Fantasy 3 banner isn't even here, but that was just kind of like a sneak peek, letting you guys know that it may be coming very much sooner than you thought. So perhaps maybe... I don't know. So obviously, people are saving their Lapis, and I know a lot of people are like, "I'm gonna save my Lapis to the Final Fantasy 13 banner, and then I'm gonna spin it all on Lightning again." And I'm just like, I don't know about that, man, because like, yeah, Snow's an okay tank, but everybody else on that banner I think sucks. I mean, they're cool if you like 13, but I haven't done as much research into it as I will when it comes out. But thinking about Refia, thinking about Luna, thinking about COD if you don't have him yet, or her yet, or have them. I meant as in multiple. Jesus Christ, please don't kill me. Like, I know COD's a girl that has boobies, but, like, that is something you have to think about as a player. Like, even if you're a free-to-play player, if you're not a collector, spending your money on optimal banners is something very important. That's why we try to tell you guys as much as possible what we think is going to happen, and then Gooby just slaps us in the face. It's like, hey, by the way, here's a Final Fantasy 11 banner early. Bam! Like, we have no idea what's going to happen, but we're just hoping.
And on the record, I'm going to call, like, my speculation for every banner is always going to be BF until it happens. So this way, one of these times I'm going to be right.
For sure.
BF is coming next week. That's my speculation.
I hope so.
All right. But
move on to questions now, or?
Yeah, we can do ahead. We go ahead and move on to questions, man. Cool. Yeah, let's take some and see what everybody's got. I'm still like I'm not gonna like be hyped when Lunith ever gets released because, as stated, I have Lightning. But the fact that he doesn't kill your party does sound very intriguing, man. Like I could run him and be happy still,
For sure.
But anyway,
cheesecake or milkshake tech.
cheesecake or milkshake? I'm gonna take cheesecake. Gonna take cheesecake, Aya.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one. Tidus or Orlando? Tidus for me.
Orlando, definitely for me. I have 2 Excaliburs waiting for him.
He's gonna be happy.
He has a home already waiting for him.
When you guys think PvP will come? KM Dog, I think it'll be kind of sooner than later, considering the fact that, like I said, Nazta released a little bit of hacking, a little bit of Hacker Man in there, showed us that there is something in the code now for PvP. So possibly within a month, possibly within 2 weeks.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be within this month. If it's already in the date, it's got to be with this month. Yeah, that's definitely mine.
2 of both. God damn it, dude.
Omnis wants to know why not both. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't want Tidus. I'm just like, if I had to choose between the 2 of them, I would take Orlando. That's all. Anyway, yeah. Whoa.
You have a question in there from Ella, if you want to answer that.
Oh, okay. Ella, let's see. You said, Techmaki, I'm grinding 2 Agrius right now. Do you think it's worth getting 1 Save the Queen from them, or 2? Save the Queen isn't a bad weapon. It's got some decent damage. I think it's a great sword, if I'm not mistaken. So it's limited on who can use the great swords without using a great sword TM. But I think 1 is fine because it gets auto protect as well, if I'm not mistaken, as its additional bonus. And auto protect will automatically get overwritten by, say, Cecil's limit break. Should be getting overwritten by cheer, so it's really not that useful. That's my opinion on that.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, you got to educate yourself on how buffs and debuffs work, and essentially the higher one will always take over. That's how it'll go. Zezless has one. Do you guys know why the rooms in the King Moggle's castles are closed? What is waiting for us there? Do you know, Tech? Because I have no clue.
I think the King Mog is, was the King Mog, Moogle Mog the 12th. He's got a little harem in his castle, man. He doesn't want you seeing all his women. All right. He's got to protect them.
So he has them hidden off. You can't look in there.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, you got no business in those rooms.
Right. So you can't be going in there anyway.
Yeah. Cash has a question for both of us, and he said, what is the meaning of life?
Yeah, the answer's 42.
That's what I was just going to say, 42. Yeah, sounds right.
High five. We got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, Zenny, who goes first in PvP? I think every turn it spins a dial, and it chooses you or your opponent. I think it's every turn, too. So that's how that'll work.
Yeah,
no sex in the champagne room. Apparently.
That's right, no sex in the champagne room, man. Rain doesn't need to be in there. Just remember that.
Nope. Does not.
Is it true that COD gets one-shotted by rays? Well, I'm gonna refer to my old teacher. She has taught me many things about Final Fantasy Brave Exvius when I was but a noob, just starting out the streaming. Her name is Ayu. I'm sure you guys have met her in the chat. She is like a living encyclopedia. And she informed me that because COD is for some reason classified as undead, even though I know she's from the Void. Void monsters come from the Void, not undead. Anyway, she's undead in PvP. She counts as undead. You slap a raise on her, she goes down. It's her only freaking weakness. That's just how it is.
That's funny. That's awesome. A question. Let me see. When is the Exceed Ream coming out? I have no idea. Months down the road. I was like 4 months down the road, Tech. Like, it's a while, man. It's a while. And again, these are all speculations because Gumi could be like, by the way, huge content patch. We're caught up with Japanese. What's up? Obviously, won't happen like that, but could. Who knows? At this point. Well,
oh man, yeah. Oh man, but let's see what else we got. Going back up here. Will buffs ever stack? XT Dream asked that question. Did we answer that already?
It was answered in chat, but no, buffs will
okay.
not stack ever.
Yeah. All right. I see.
At least not. At least unless they change the mechanics of this game way different than JP, they will not stack.
Boy meets boy has a question for you, bruh.
With Gumi giving us units like Rosa and we have Finna who can both restore MP, or White Witch Finna, excuse me, MP over time. Will we ever go through a 30 to 40 battle dungeon in the future? Boy meets boy, I have no idea, and I freaking hope not. That sounds crazy. That will make me cry. I will go in a corner and just cry as I have to do 30 to 40 battles and take 3 hours of my life.
I would do it,
but yeah,
happily.
I know you do it.
Happily.
You also like to walk when acid rain's falling from the sky outside. I mean, I know
Hells
you.
Yeah.
Candle
Hells
wax and
yeah,
everything.
man.
What's up?
All right, let's see. Ella's got another question for me. Right now, my Kefka has 372 magic. Is that decent magic? If not, what would be? That's decent magic. Are you free to play or pay to play? If you're pay to play, I wouldn't say it's decent magic. If you're free to play, it's decent magic. If you're somewhere in between, it's still decent magic. 372 is very respectable.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, granted, if you're pay to play and you've been putting a lot of time into your mages, you should be sitting somewhere around, what, 450 to 500? Does that sound about right?
My mage my Kefka right now, but that's with dual wield, and both the Tillith rod and the mage rod is at 500, something like that. Yeah, with earrings and everything.
Mine's only 450, so that's why I stopped. That's the lower half of it, I think, or the lower tier of that. But yeah, 372, definitely nice, not bad.
Here's one from Rourke. How is Warrior Light's TM going to work? Is it a passive? From what I understand, Rourke, I have it. At the start of every battle, let's say I have it on my Cecil, he will cast the abilities on himself, is from what I understand. So, like, he casts Regen on himself, Attack Up, I guess. I'm not really sure exactly, but I don't think it stacks with, like, I don't know, man. I don't think it stacks. What about you? What about you, Tech? I don't think you've messed with it very much, but...
No, Warrior Light's TM?
Yeah.
Not a clue, man. I looked at it and I deemed it not worth my time right now. Later on down the road, I will be stepping into the getting TMs that aren't going to increase my damage or survivability right now.
I'm pretty sure that it just like throws a regen on you and then throws like 2 buffs on you. Like you cast them on yourself. So essentially, the 2 buffs will not be that big of a deal because you'll just use cheer and they will be negated. The only thing you'd use it for is regen. So I think we were tricked into thinking it was good. It's actually, I think, pretty bad. Besides the regen on a tank, which is okay, but is regen really that good? Who the fuck knows? Probably not.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it's all that good. Onak has a question. This is gonna be more to you because I haven't done the trial, or not the trial, but the pro one. Who'd you put your scythe on?
If I was gonna put my scythe on anyone, it would probably be Kane to get the spear bonus on him. That's where I want to slot it when I use it. Yeah.
How much attack is it again? 70?
Yeah, 70.
I'll have to think about it. It's probably gonna go to Kane or somebody. I have Gugnir, so thanks for all those Canes, Gummy.
Thank you.
Yeah. I don't know who I'd put mine on. How does a penguin use a chainsaw? I assume very carefully, like the rest of us. Just carefully.
In your opinion, is Warrior of Light just more useful than Van if you already have a Cecil in your party? Yes, 100%. All Van brings to the party, in my opinion, is the focus. Cecil has focus. Warrior of Light brings full break and another tank to the party. So yeah, I think if you have Cecil in your party and you have Warrior Light and Van and you want to run one of the two, you're going to put Warrior Light in for Van. That's what I think.
I'm going to answer this question even though I know I shouldn't, from Master Yoda.
All right.
He asked me this last night, and I think I forwarded his plan yesterday, so I plan on doing it again. The question is, if woman you were, who bang would you? Jay-Z or Allstate guy? Woman test this is. Now, and I clearly stated last night, if I was a woman, and these were my choices, I would bang neither, because I would be a lesbian.
Woo!
Yeah. So... suck on that, Yoda. Yeah.
Damn. Destro asks, are the new trial bosses going to cost even more energy than the others? I do believe so. I believe every boss we fight will start costing more energy. I think it's how the game's just gonna go.
Yep. Yep. I can only imagine things are going to cost more and more energy as time goes on. That's just how that's the way most of these gachas are designed. Every time you go, like if you take a look at Record Keeper, we may have started off with 1 stamina from the get go, but now we're going into stuff that costs 90 stamina, and like
Yeah.
you may get a bigger pool of energy, but essentially you're always working with the same chunk. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
Well, Tech, I think it's time to wrap it up unless you see another question.
Um.
I think we're kind of going somewhere we don't want to go with the way chat's going. It's the way I feel. So
I see.
Up to you,
I see.
though.
I'll answer one more.
Okay.
Zess is asking. Unless you just answered that and I completely missed it. Was it about the Chira? Wow.
Oh,
Chira.
yeah.
Whatever.
Chira
I'll get to
Jiraden
that.
and
Chira Jiraden and
Sushion's
Sushion.
craft materials
Yes.
after the tactics event. I don't think you'll get them. I
Yeah,
think that's it. I think they're gone.
I
Sorry,
think
buddy.
unless they rehash that at a later date, maybe a year from now or something. Yeah, that was it, bruh. It's over.
Yep.
But all right,
It's
we'll
gone.
go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and wrap up. Go ahead, Clay. You go ahead and sign out, man. Sign out.
All right, guys. My name is Clay Cuzold. I am a content creator for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. You can catch me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Clay Cuzold. You can catch me on YouTube at youtube.com/c/Clay Cuzold. And I'm on the Reddit as Clayic, and I have a little Titus next to my name because obviously I love Titus. Give me a follow, subscribe, and if you guys have any questions, you can join my Discord. You can get that from the stream, or just message me directly on Twitch, whisper me, and I'll be more than happy to help. Thank you, guys.
And I'm, of course, Tech Maki. You can find me on twitch.tv/tech_Maki. You can also find me on Twitter, YouTube. And as Clay said, if you have any questions, we have maybe slightly different views on things, but you can definitely ask me for a different point of view on stuff, and I got you. You can also hit me up in my Discord as well, which you can find on my channel. Or yeah, Whispers work too. But alright, so that's pretty much it. And I guess you guys, if you're sticking around, I'll be streaming afterwards. Otherwise, we will see you next Friday for, episode 6?
Hopefully, till with banner talk.
You know? Can we get
All
some
right, guys,
BF
we'll catch
stuff?
you later.
Alright. So anyway, Clake, you going to see that movie after this, man?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get everything up, get everything done, and then go catch that movie.
And what movie were you going to go see again? I forgot already.
Magnificent Seven.
Magnificent 7. That's the Quentin Tarantino one, right?
I think.
Or is that,
I think
is
so.
that
Yeah.
Hateful Eight? Is that Hateful Eight?
That's Hateful Eight. Yeah. This one is the one with Chris. I think
Chris
his name's
Pratt?
Chris Pratt. Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
Chris
Okay.
Pratt and I think Denzel's in it too. Yeah, Denzel's in it.
Oh, shit, I don't even remember, man. Alright, that's cool, though. That's what's up. I can dig that, then. That's respectable. Somebody is really in love with Almond. That is so crazy. But alright, I'm gonna go ahead and shut down, and then I will start my stream up in like 2 minutes.